Hello everybody! In today's video I'm going to do more of the Juvia's Place palette tutorials. I already did one on this violet one and it should be up before this or after this, but I'm not really sure. I did a review on these and go watch that if you want to know my real thoughts on these. But I'm going to mix these ones together. I don't necessarily feel like I want to do separate videos on each. If you would like me to do a dedicated video on one of these palettes, this is the Juvia's Place, the Nudes palette. And then I also have the Mauves. But I feel like these palettes can kind of go a little bit hand in hand, like if you want to. But I will say the reason I like these 6-pan palettes is because I'm kind of getting a little bit overwhelmed with like the bigger pan palettes. Like, you know, like 20 pan, 10. I just feel like, you know, some of those palettes can be a little bit redundant and I don't know why we need that. We don't need any more redundancy in our world, okay? Okay. Okay, so here is the Mauves palette. It's a little bit more berry tones. Real pretty. And then this is the Nudes. So I feel like you could pair this one with any palette technically, but I'm going to pair it with this one just for today's sake. And I feel like the Mauves could go well with the Violets palette. They can have some complementary things going on together because purple and pink can go well, and there's some browner tones. So those are those. So I'm just going to play with those today. I've already primed my lids, prepped my skin. I don't have anything on my face currently right now. No face things happening. So the one thing that I do like about Juvia's Place palettes is they are incredible formulas, but they don't have a mirror and they don't have names. So those two things kind of rack up the price because you have to kind of pay those things, you know. So, and it makes it so the palette is a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more travel friendly because of the weight purposes. So that's something to note. If you already watched the review video, you might have already said these things. So I'm going to take this shade right here and just this all over into the crease, focusing it mostly there, but bringing it onto the lid as well. Just kind of messily dusting it on there. I like this shade a lot. And you can get a real party look out of just this palette alone. And if, once again, if you want me to do that, please just leave a comment down below. Even if it's just one of you, I'll do it. Just one of you wants it. I'll appease the masses, and one person is enough. You are enough. Alright, so it's really kind of brightened the lid up. I would kind of like to see how this palette would pair well with like the Naked Reloaded palette or like the Naked Cherry. I think this would go really well with that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of the berry tones. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here in the Mauves palette. And I'm going to take a small detailed crease brush and kind of focus this mostly here on the inner corner, patting it through. And I kind of want to keep this a little bit more bright, more springy. My dog is barking like crazy. Something's at the window, the TV maybe, I don't know. Dogs bark, you know? You know that dogs bark sometimes about things. So I'm really just going slowly and just building this up rather lightly. Nothing too intense and just going. So I'm thinking I'm going to zoom in because I feel like I'm just so crouchy. I'm shrinking a little bit. Zooms in. I don't know what this face is doing. I'm not sure what that's about. So I'm just taking this same shade and building up to the intensity that I enjoy. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this shade and darken up the outer corner, just the outer corner. Don't move it anywhere else. And I'm taking a detailed dome brush, kind of, and just patting this here. And then I will blend it with a clean brush, because we still have to blend it. Alright, so I'm just taking the brush that I used, the same brush that I used to use the other lighter shade, and then dusting it off as much as I can, doing it really light-handedly and blending around. Blended through. Now I'm going to take this shade right here and take a shadow brush for that one. Just a nice flat shadow brush. And take this shade, like I already showed you, and pat that right on top of that other color that we just placed. Well, not exactly right on top. Well, maybe so. Kind of want to make it a little bit more visible. In every video I've pretty much been talking about this NYX palette. It's just basically like my right hand palette, my bestest palette friend. And I'm going to take this shade right here and kind of clean up the brow area a bit, because we don't want to blend. I should really be baking the brow with this method, because kind of really helps when things don't, like, they get blended a little bit too high, and I really hate it when that happens. So I'm also going to take the NYX palette and take this brush right here and take the same shade I used for the brow and kind of put a little bit on the lid here, because I want to do a little bit of something. Because you can kind of see the purple is a little bit peeking through, and I guess it's not really purple, it's like a jammy color. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it's pretty. That's all I'll say. So that is our eyes right this second, and then let's jazz it up just a bit and take this shade and put that right on the inner corner for like a little pizzazz, because we all need pizzazz in our life, and if you ain't got pizzazz, you better find it. So I'm gonna put it and stamp it. This is like another domed brush. I will say I really love these. I feel like people really kind of sleep on these, or like, I don't really know what to do with them, but they really are really great for placement, color placement. And then I'm going to pull it, not all the way, just a little bit onto the lid. I'm going to dust the brush off. I'm going to take another kind of domed brush, because I really love these apparently. Just keep track of that, because I love them. So then I'm going to take this on the lower lash line. It's just the darker shade in the Nudes palette. Darker of the lighter shades, I guess, and build this up onto the lower lash line, because I haven't put any foundation on. I just feel like this is like such a springy look. It's so spring-tastic. So I'm gonna take this NYX eyeliner pencil, and this is in the shade Frosted Lilac, and I am going to put that on my waterline, because that's fun times. Okay, so I have finished my eyes, and that is our springy look that we have discovered through those palettes. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I really need to stop it. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my Catrice HD Liquid Cover Foundation. Alright, for concealer I'm taking my NYX, I'm I'm only going to conceal under the eyes. I'm not doing anything else. This is just a NYX Dark Circle Corrector. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. finishing powder for this one. So I will take my Stila, this is bronzer, but it's more of a contour because it has no shimmer. So I'm taking it on a dual brush. And for highlighter, before I put my blush on, I am going to take my, what is that? Why is that sticking together? I'm going to take my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Pearlized in the color Hippo. Yes, mine is rather old, but still works, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to pat it on my cheek. And up here, pull it up, get a little bit more. Pat, 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 pat. Then these don't set quickly at all, so I'm going to take a brush and go over the top of it. So it's going to be subtle, but still beautiful and still there. Beautifully there. Beautifully there. And then for my blush, I will take the Balm Down Boy blush. Down boy, and a Luxie brush, so I'm going to put this for my lips. I'm going to put this Tarte Maracuja Lip Juicy Lip on, and then I'm going to put something on top of it. I've never tried this before, but I just kind of want to see what's going to happen. A new concept. A nice concept. And then I will put my Bite matte lip cream. Just kind of a little bit. It might change the finish a bit, but not all the way. Alright you guys, so that is the end of this video. If you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You know the drill. You know the drill. If you've made it this far, you know the drill. Just go ahead and follow procedure. So if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for future videos such as this. And without further ado, I will let you guys go. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.